My name is Stéphane Rabot, director of Caprice, Four Seasons Hong Kong. A good director in Hong Kong, in my point of view, is when the service comes from the heart.
My name is Vivien. I'm the pastry chef at Caprice. If you like the dessert, then I'm happy.
I am Victor Petiot, head sommelier of the Caprice at Four Seasons Hotel Hong Kong. The wine is just about sharing with friend and chef.
This is Guillaume Galliot. I'm the chef of Caprice, and today I'm going to bring you some good French food. Caprice in my eyes is the elegance, French elegance. When you enter in the restaurant is already wow, you know. Before I cook here, already as a guest when you enter, you are amazed with the place. And this is Caprice.
When the guest comes to Caprice, the most important for him is he spend 1 hour, 2 or 3 hours and to forget everything, every trouble he can in his life, and just to come and to enjoy, to feel happy. This is the most important. Everything we needed. After my style of service, we can explain it to be close to the guest. This is very important to connect with the guest, to speak with them, to understand them. Sometimes to be confident with them as well. They can talk about their own life, and we exchange a lot. Fine dining, of course, is expensive, but actually it's not. If you see him have to do on the kitchen side and on the service side, about ironing, cleaning the table, the plates, the glasses, the process we need to make memorable experience. Going inside a fine dining restaurant, it means you have to be surprised. It could be about the food, about the service, and the best it's when it's about both of them.
When you work in the kitchen, if you choose to go to this way of the Michelin star level, you're thinking about 3-star. I used to work in a 3-star restaurant. For sure, you think about that. Even if 2-star is already, I'm very happy. I will be more happy if we get one more, for sure. The way I wanted to start to be a chef was exactly at 12 years old. I was in college. The food was really not good, so I told my mom, let's buy some product during the weekend, and during the week I can cook myself. Simple things, pasta, steak, all these kind of things. So from 12 years old to 15, so that's why I start in the cooking. 15 years old is not yet the legal age for working in the kitchen. So in 15, I used to miss some class in the college and call some of the small restaurants in my hometown, take me as a trainee, like 2 weeks there, 2 weeks there. And when I was 19, I moved south of France to work in the 3-star restaurant. After I moved back to Paris, and then I left France when I was 22. In the fine dining restaurant is long menu, so you really need to work on the size of the portion, the richness of the dish, and the delicacy of the dish. If I give you a rabbit soup at the beginning with foie gras, everything, and then after I give you another fish with a cream sauce, and after I give you a meat with a starch, a pasta or whatever, you will be full. You cannot eat cheese, you cannot eat dessert after, you know? So our job is also to balance the food that we serve, 6 course, 8 course, you know, that's very important to be able for you to eat a 6 course and to don't be I'm full or whatever. The crab story is quite interesting because it's something that we created a few years ago now. I wanted to reproduce something that from the childhood memory. When you go on the beach, you know, the smell is very, very strong of the sea smell. So I wanted to do a dish that when you smell and also the taste, like you can lick the rock, it's the same flavor, you know. So that's why we came out with this jelly below, the jelly of the crab. Then we do a small mixture of the crab. We add the water and some chopped oysters inside. And then with a little cream, the caviar for seasoning even more the elegance, the French elegance with this dish, matching perfectly. Right? pigeon cocoa is classic for traditional. Has been done by many chefs. The idea behind, because nobody cook it inside the cocoa shell to bring even more flavor of chocolate, you know. So the pigeon, basically we use a pigeon from my hometown. It's a blood pigeon, so very gamey. We just roast it properly. All the bone we do a nice juice, and we do a cocoa sauce.
One of the most important parts of this job is to follow the chef, Guillaume Galliot, because I must have some wine to pair with the food. If we have the best food, but not the right wine in front of, there is no sense. And if we have the best wine and bad food, there is no match. Every day we have some tasting with some wine supplier. So we have a lot of wine to try, maybe 20 or 30 per day. When the chef starts to create a new dish, I work with him. We try together the new dish, the first step of the dish, and I try to imagine which wine can pair with this dish. Sometimes I'm wrong, so I have to find another one. Sometimes we don't have enough wine on our list to have the best wine to pair with this dish, so we have to find this wine outside. Sometimes we are wrong because this wine is the best pairing for this dish, but it's not for everybody. It's only for me, for chef, for some sommelier, but for some guests, it's not the good pairing. We must understand the guest and give to the guest the best wine that he expects. There's a lot of mistake in the wine pairing. For example, if you use some red wine to pair with some cheese, you can have a big break in your mouth about the milk taste and the tannins of the red wine. So there's a few mistakes. For example, with the soup as well, you cannot pair with soup because the soup, it's a liquid, it's a hot liquid, so you cannot pair wine. It will break the structure of the wine. One of the rules is, for example, the white wine with the fish, but if you have a full-bodied style of fish, after you must take care of the body and the style, the texture of the fish. The lobster, it's a full-bodied style of fish. It's a sea taste, but the body looks like more meat than fish. And the chef cooks this lobster with beetroot and a raspberry sauce. For this dish, definitely we need a red wine, on the very light side. If you use a white wine will be killed earthy taste of the beetroot and the sweetness of the raspberry. So you need a light and easy style of red wine, like Jura or Burgundy.
The French meal, I don't know how to say in English. In this recognition, there is appetizer, main course, cheese and dessert. It's very traditional French to have the dessert also, as much as the main course, as much as the appetizer. When you go to France, if you are in a fine dining, you expect there is some job behind, some work behind. I think as long as you have a dessert, the French meal is complete. I think we are making very good soufflé, actually. I think they are very nice. I cannot say it's my specialty because soufflé is a very old school, traditional French dessert. So the difference is, so I use some white chocolate in the base. You can feel the same richness of the texture. It's not eggy, there is no too much whipped egg white inside. So you can feel the same sensation of the chocolate soufflé, but with almond, with hazelnut, with everything. In a fine dining, we are used to a big menu. I want them to say that was a good dessert and remember also the dessert as a part of the menu.
Hong Kong people, they know how to eat as much as the French people. Hong Kong level is very high. You have Robuchon, you have Gagnère, you have Bombana, you have all these big chefs are here. So it means that the level is very high. They also bring a level high. So for us, we need to keep it high all the time, you know. But we have less competition than in Paris because we are not in France. Geographically, it's not the same.
No, the wine pairing is very important, but if you ask me what is important in the wine, for me, just open and drink it.
And I hope when they speak, the dessert was also very good.
If you come, even if you never went in a fine dining restaurant, you will feel comfortable very easily.
I want them to have a perfect time, to forget anything and let it go. I don't want them to worry about anything else, just having a good time.